Drain the swamp, a phrase that became a rallying cry by President Trump during the 2016 election. A new report just came out that attempts to map the swamp with details about the size, scope, and power of the federal government.
So joining us now for more on his new report, OpenTheBooks.com CEO and founder, Adam Andrzejewski. Good morning to you, Adam.
Good morning, Rachel.
Adam, tell us a little bit more about that report and the fact that the federal government might have more control now than they ever have before.
Well, the swamp is bigger than ever before, and our auditors at OpenTheBooks.com found it's very expensive. Rachel, we found what amounts to a new minimum wage in most federal agencies, and that wage is now six figures, $100,000 a year on base salary alone. But as you know, it's not only about the big salaries, it's also about the benefit program. And we found that the average federal bureaucrat receives 44 days of paid time off. Rachel, that's nearly 9 weeks. It amounts to 11 holidays, 13 sick days, and 20 vacation days.
More than I got. That's terrific right there. Adam, one part of the report that I thought was particularly fascinating is when you went into detail about the White House payroll. Now, everyone criticized the payroll that Donald Trump had at the White House. The staff for the White House generally gets bigger with each president, but the Biden White House is the most expensive in history. How does that line up with other administrations?
So Biden has 80 more employees than what Barack Obama had at the same point in the first year in their presidency. Incredibly, he's got about 190 employees more than what Donald Trump had in his first year of the presidency. Wow. Rob, a White House payroll has never exceeded 500 employees. The Biden payroll is pushing 600 employees.
In talking about those salaries just a bit, Adam, your report also says Dr. Anthony Fauci is the most highly compensated federal employee in all agencies for a second year. What kind of messaging does that send to the American people?
The wrong message, I think.
Yeah. He out-earns the president. You know, I wish Dr. Fauci was a little bit better at following the science.
Right.
He out-earns four-star generals in the United States military. He out-earns 4.3 million of his colleagues that work in federal agencies of the Department of Defense and the Post Office. He out-earns everybody. But look, in his household, Rachel, there's also another breadwinner, and it's his wife, Christine Grady. She made last year as the chief bioethicist for the National Institutes of Health $234,000. She nearly out-earned Kamala Harris, the vice president of the United States, and she did out-earn Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. So all in, the two Faucis clean off on base salary alone $670,000 a year.
So wait, Dr. Fauci's wife is a bioethics specialist?
She's the chief bioethics officer, and she's actually in charge of human research subjects at the National Institutes of Health.
I feel like those two should have a conversation about bioethics. Because Dr. Fauci's bioethics have been called into question for the last 18 months. I don't want to go down the river on that one right now.
Here we go.
With you, but
it's part of your biography.
I did not know that. Hold on, Adam, quick question. I just want to talk about this $3.5 trillion debacle. We are almost a day away, a little over a day away from a possible shutdown right now in Washington. There is a lot of money in this bill that has nothing to do with infrastructure. We've been talking about it all week. $80 billion for the IRS so we can audit the American people to pay for this bill. Free community college for illegal immigrants. $12 million for electric cars for the post office. What do you think it ultimately happens with this infrastructure bill?
Well, here's what everyone watching the program today needs to know. Buried on page 168 is the enforcement mechanism for Joe Biden's vax mandate on private companies with over 100 employees. We put this in my Forbes column. Our auditors found that they're increasing the fines tenfold to be able to fine companies per incident up to $70,000, and if it's willful, up to $700,000. The Biden administration wants to make it that if you're a private company and you don't comply with his vax mandate, that they have the potential to bankrupt you and bankrupt you quick.
All right, Adam Andrzejewski, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good to see you, Adam. Thanks.
Thank you.